the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. And I'm going to start right there. I'm going to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. And shalom to the 144,000. The brother Amawan Padah for the GMS Denver camp, doing a quick lesson in response to a recent video that's been circling around, all right, of a group known as the ISUPK. And we believe that they've been infiltrated by Esau, all right, due to the different things that they do and their actions. And this latest action that has been circling around is, it's caught my eye, man, in the eyes of a lot of sincere men in Israel, man, mainly those of Great Millstone. And matter of fact, before we get into it, let's break this precept down really quick. All right. Now, when it says those that are in the flesh can't please the Most High, that's talking about those who are carnally minded, those who feel like they have power in their own hands to get salvation. All right, those who think that they can do this without Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that they can, get the victory by carnal means or methods. So let's go ahead and play this clip. We'll get some more precepts. All right, so here's the video right here from the brother GMS Vegas sits down. Salakia, GMS Vegas sit downs 144K. Okay, the elder correctors are out there. GMS Vegas, go ahead and subscribe to be edified. But he posted this clip of these members of the ISUPK at this park, as you can see, doing military drills, man, in front of these Edomites and whatnot, believing that they're intimidating Esau by doing this, which is completely carnal, all right, and futile, man, in the grand scheme of things. This shit ain't, it's not intimidating anybody, okay? And, ISUPK, that group, I believe personally that they've been infiltrated by Esau due to the different things that they say and do. All right. And it's not a far-fetched thing to believe that a lot of these Israelite groups have been infiltrated by Esau's government, man, his different alphabet agencies and whatnot. And, let's just go ahead and play this. All right. It says no cowards. All right. Verse humanoid. Carnal strength won't win ISUPK. All right. And they go by that slogan, no cowards. And real nigga university. Like, come on, man. You can't be serious. Anybody who's following these guys, the Lord ain't dealing with you, man. And you're being set up to be taken down by Esau, by the sword. Let's go ahead and play this.
Yeah, look at these white people. Scared of motherfucker.
So yeah, man, you see the madness right here, man. Okay, you see the madness. So this group actually went out there and did this, and they had cameras out there and everything, and they posted this to social media. And you see what they posted. Wait for the looks on these white people's faces. And let's go back a little bit in this clip. Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me. Let me see here. So like, you just see if I can get to the point where I want to stop it at. Hold on a second. All right, there we go. Got it. All right, so I stopped it right here. And you see Esau looking on and whatnot. But they're over there playing with their children and shit like that. You know, pushing them on the swing and whatnot. And these guys over here talking about, look at their faces, man. Look, Esau don't look scared to me. All right. You know, you got to realize that Esau is the sword of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And the Lord's going to use these damn devils to run through you carnal Israelites out there. All right, who are not moving in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Now, there's nothing wrong with exercise. There's nothing wrong with getting in shape. There's nothing wrong with learning how to fight, man. You know, taking martial arts and whatnot. There's nothing wrong with none of that stuff. But at the end of the day, that's not going to save you, man. And then they're publicizing this. This is the thing, man. They publicizing all this like this going to intimidate somebody, man. This is just giving Esau justification to come through with the military to mow you niggas down, man, since you want to be carnal, man. You understand? You ain't gonna be able to match this devil carnally, and the Lord set it up that way. And because they're not moving in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, they're gonna be taken down, man, in their future. All right. You see, if they continue to move in this spirit right here, if the Lord don't have his hedge of protection around them, you see what I'm saying? This is giving Esau justification to blame us, to call us domestic terrorists and threats to society because they're moving like this, man. And they're gonna lump all of us in it, you know, but that's part of the persecution that's coming, which is prophecy. But it's just something to point out, man. You Israelites that had this mindset, you ain't gonna make it, man. You know, the Lord ain't dealing with you. And these dudes have been known to say all kind of outlandish shit, you know. They're carnal, man. The spirit is not moving within this particular group known as the ISUPK. All right. Esau could just send one drone through there or a couple of special ops soldiers and clear y'all out, man. All right. If anything, Esau right there with the glasses on, he looks amused. But we understand that we're going to win the fight, not by way of carnal means. The Lord don't give a damn how many push-ups you can do, how many times you can run up and down a fucking hill, or, you know, none of that stuff, man. Though bodily exercise does profit little, that's not how this war is going to be won, man. Yahweh Shai gonna have to come through and save us, man. And you got to be spiritual even, you know, have faith in that, man. These guys are going to bug out when shit gets real because they're not moving in faith. They haven't been building themselves up on that strong foundation, man, which is Yahweh Shai. All right, you can just tell by their actions, man. This is completely juvenile, man, and carnal, man, and whack and embarrassing. So let me grab this quick precept. This is Psalms chapter 33 and verse 16. There is no king saved by the multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength. All right. You see, shit is so serious right now. All right, and this has always been the case, man. when Israel has been in battles, you know, with the enemies. All right. It was never by our own personal might that we overcame any of our enemies. It was always Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He has to be on your side for you to win in battle, man. And this battle that we're fighting is not a carnal battle. You understand? We're going to have Yahweh Bashim Yahushua deliver us. It's going to take divine intervention at this point, man. The sword has been sharpened to the point where there's nothing that we can do carnally, man. And the Lord set it up this way. So you doing all that shit and publicizing it is doing nothing but setting your camp up for failure. Okay. And a lot of people, a lot of Israelites that are coming into the truth, they, you know, they might look at that and think that that's a noble thing to be a part of, man. And it's really not. All right. First of all, they don't have the 100% truth. Their doctrine is off. Though they call on the name Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, they're not being wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man, as the Lord commanded us to do. Let's get a quick precept. All right, Matthew 10 and verse 16. Lord Yahweh Shai speaking in the red letter. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. This is a commandment from the Lord Yahushua, man. All right. And they're not moving in that spirit of being wise as serpents and harmless as doves. They're out there trying to intimidate the enemy by a carnal show of quote unquote strength, man. All right. Them dudes ain't on no elite level. All right. They ain't on no level of no special forces. And even if they were, that ain't gonna get us out of this, man. All right. You're supposed to be wise. All right. Wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Not trying to go out here and be intimidated. We're just here to preach the word, man. To prophesy against our enemies and prophesy the coming of the kingdom upon the return of our Lord Yahushua. We're here to tell our people on what they need to do to be saved from the enemy. Not telling them to go out there and try to win carnally, man. Because you're gonna get mowed down, man. You're gonna get put down with that mindset. You know, we don't be out at the camps, you know what I'm saying, antagonizing Edomites, you know what I'm saying. We don't be out there trying to start no carnal shit with nobody, man. We just preach this word, man. The Lord gonna do the judging out here, man. And they will be judged, but it's not gonna be by our own might. You see? So we started out this lesson with Romans 8 and verse 8, but I'm going to jump up to verse 5 and read down. All right, there's more points to be made right here. It says, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. And we've been building up our faith, strengthening the inner man to deal with what we're getting ready to come into. Knowing that we're going to have to depend on our Lord Yahushua and put all our trust in him. They're not doing that, man. All right. And those who come in that mindset, they mind the things of the flesh. There's been videos of ISUPK, recording him going to the gun range and all this shit. Okay. Now it's not illegal to own a firearm. It's not against our laws to have a sword, you know what I'm saying? But understand what type of war that we're in right now, man. The level of warfare that we're in, this is on a spiritual level, man. You're not going to be able to win carnally. You're going to have to be in the spirit, man. Okay? And people get mad that, they look at it and say, oh, you guys are faith-based Israelites. Y'all are weak. All right, we're going to see. Because spiritual power is way more than carnal power. And the whole world going to see that in the near future. All right, verse 6 it says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. You see it? I mean, the Lord is looking for those who are moving in the right spirit, man. You can have all the guns in the world, you can have all the martial arts training and whatever, but if you ain't in the right spirit, the Lord ain't finna save your ass, man. All right? All that carnal shit gonna get you killed. All right? A damn drone strike, ain't gonna care how many times you went to the gym over the last few years. That ain't gonna save you. Your muscles is gonna be burned up in that fire, man. Esau got robots that they're getting ready to send out here on the public. They got all type of different technology that is gonna render your carnal efforts useless. All right. And the brother actually put a robot in that video that he posted. I'm gonna play that in just a second. You see, they don't know. See, these people don't understand what they're involved in, man. It says, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. All right, yeah, man. When you out here being carnal and shit, when you're not moving in the right spirit, not moving in the spirit of faith. All right, then guess what, man? That puts you at odds with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua because you feel like you can do it yourself. All right, we're going to see when Esau roll, man. We're going to see if you can do it yourself. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. All right, you got to have faith. This is about faith, man. As it tells you in Hebrews 11 and verse 6. Without faith, it's impossible to please him, right? Verse 9. But ye, all right, talking about the hopeful elect, man. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Hamashiach, he is none of his. Yeah, so those guys that are moving carnally, and not just ICPK, but those other Israelites out there talking about, we gotta, buy land and, get our own plots of land and make a homestead and do all this prepping and all this shit. They're not moving in the spirit, man. Now, is it wrong to get resources like, canned goods and flashlights and all that shit? Nah, man, there's nothing wrong with that. And actually, it's kind of wise to do so, knowing the times we're in. Understand that ain't gonna save us. The Lord has to be on your side. You have to be of the elect, man. You got to be moving in the right spirit, man. And if you're moving carnally, that means that the Lord ain't dealing with you. You're none of his. Man, Esau laughing at this shit, man. You don't think these devils are looking at these clips and taking down notes and assessing this shit? You're just making yourself a target, man. So any sincere Israelite out there, I would disassociate myself from groups such as this. Anybody coming with a militant, carnal, appearance and mindset, man.
An alarming video.
Now check this out. Here's a video of a robot. Check this out.
Currently doing the rounds on social media, appears to depict one of humanity's worst nightmares seemingly coming true, a killer robot going rogue. The short clip features a humanoid robot malfunctioning, flailing its appendages wildly, and getting almost too close for comfort to two humans working on it. The robot is believed to be a Unitree H1, a $90,000 general-purpose humanoid that we've previously seen breaking out dance moves alongside humans, taking the stairs, and pulling off a backflip. It stands 5.9 feet tall and weighs 104 pounds. That makes it the size of a full-grown person, but what's scary is that it can muster up a substantial joint torque of 360 Newton meters for lifting heavy objects. With its arms and legs swinging at high speed, the robot could seriously injure people nearby.
And you better believe that these devils got this in our arsenal, man. Probably in a more deadly form, I'm sure. Geared to come after you Israelites in these last days, man. They gonna have robot, or different machines, all right, to come after you people, man. Especially, you Israelites that are moving in a carnal, manner without the hedge of protection around you. How you gonna fight this off? How is all those push-ups gonna fight this off right here? How is your little jujitsu gonna stop this right here? You're gonna have to have the Lord on your side, man. This is the message that we're trying to bring. You gotta be spiritual, man, because physically you can only go so far, man. Okay?
Is this really a terrifying scene from Terminator in real life? Maybe not. There's a bit of context and a technical explanation floating around, but I haven't yet heard back from Unitree officially confirming any of it. Still, it's worth thinking about, so here's what you're possibly looking at in the clip, which seems to have first been posted on Reddit last week. A YouTube channel called Chris Wabs posited that this clip is from a public event where Unitree was set to demonstrate the H1's capabilities. However, you'll notice that the robot was tethered by its head to a stand when it was powered on. This could have affected its balance and sense of orientation. As such, it's
imagine getting hit by one of those blows, man. And thing is, if you hit it back, it ain't gonna do nothing, because it's a robot. You see what I'm saying? Esau has all type of different technology, man. We gonna need the Lord, man. Let's get some more precepts. We gonna close this thing out. I had to bring this one. 2 Corinthians 10 and verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. We're in a spiritual battle, man. All right, this is a battle for your mind, man. All right. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. Maybe talking about spiritual power out here, man. The ability to control the elements with our mind. That's something that's in the scriptures, man. That's something that Yahweh Shai had power to do. And he tells us that we're going to be able to do greater things than he did. This is what we're tapping into, man. Your little stupid ass, training regimens that you're publicizing, all right, trying to intimidate somebody is vanity, man. This shit's whack, man. Okay? Our weapons are mightier. They're spiritual. Through Yahweh Shai Shai. Being able to stop a fucking tank. Being able to pull a fighter jet out of the air with your own mind. All right, through the spirit. Look, man, that's what we talking about, man. All right, men being able to fly, disappear, reappear. All right, we're on that type of time, man. You guys are in the Stone Age, man. All right, and I gotta put a disclaimer. Don't get it twisted. We ain't no goddamn choir boys out here either. We ain't soft. All right, the Lord has called us to be men, and part of being a man is being physically fit. Being in shape, keeping your diet right and whatnot. All right, because we got to take care of the temple, don't we? But we know that that's not going to be our salvation. We ain't out here trying to intimidate nobody through carnal means, man. All right, and we will defend ourselves. If we're, attacked. If somebody come after you, of course you're gonna have to defend yourself, man, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, we're not saying that. We're not saying just sit down and not do anything. Nah. But we're telling you that that's not what we're here to do. We're not here to intimidate Esau or these heathens or anybody for that matter by way of carnal shows of strength online and shit. That's whack, man. All right, and check it out. It's 1:44 p.m. They call Allah Yahweh Shai Shai. Hey, Lord willing, us men are of that number, because the 144 that are here, they're gonna get power, man, to combat Esau, as it tells you in Isaiah 59 and verse 19, and other parts of the scriptures as well. The Lord said He's gonna make us into battle axes and weapons of war through the Spirit, though. This is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. We're battling in the spirit, man. We casting down strongholds by preaching His word, man. Breaking it down correctly. Prophesying the downfall of our enemies, man. Because when you prophesy this word in the right spirit, things happen. Things change in reality. These words alter reality when you're breaking them down correctly through the spirit. It's more powerful than any goddamn, physical show of strength. Okay. I'm gonna close it with this right here. All right. Just want to make this a short lesson, not too long. This is Jeremiah 23 and verse 29, and it says, "Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces?" This word, all right, it begins and ends with this word, man. You see what I'm saying? Okay, we're here to prophesy. That's what our job is right now. You understand? And it's breaking these motherfuckers down. The very fact that the word is being preached through the mouth of the prophets in these last days is collapsing this society. It's taking Esau down from his lofty estate. All right. And when the Lord, deems it time for him to step in and send the reinforcements, man, what I'm talking about is the angels and that spiritual power is going to happen. But right now, we're here to preach the word, man, not to be out here trying to be carnal and shit, man. All right. That actually kind of shows a lack of faith as well, thinking that you can do it yourself, that you don't want to depend on Yahweh Shai. He's our only way out, man. Matter of fact, I got one more. We're going to close it. And there's many more that I could read, but I'm going to, cut this one short, for time's sake. But I'm going to bring this out. Very, powerful. All right. Psalms 44 and verse 4. And the number 4 goes into mercy. And that's what we need, man. We need the mercy of Yahweh Shai to make it through this, because He controls everything, man. Or even our enemies. Now it says, "Thou art my king, O Most High. Command deliverances for Jacob." Yeah, man, we're calling for the Lord to deliver us from our enemies. All right, we need to be delivered. We need to be saved, man. Hence the term salvation. Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. And Esau is going to come after us, man. as prophesied, they're going to come down with great wrath, as it tells you in Revelation 12 and verse 12. Okay? But guess what? It's going to be through Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah that we overcome our enemies, man. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. All right, carnal weaponry. It's not going to save us, man. Okay? You got to be on a higher level than that, man. Verse 7. But thou hast saved us from our enemies and hast put them to shame that hated us. There you go. It's going to be Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah. He gets all the credit, all right, for the future victory, man. That's already written, all right? So, yeah, just want to, do this lesson, man. You can't be carnally minded, because sometimes the flesh, you can slip into that mindset, man. And you got to sit back and realize, hold on, man. We are not going to be able to do this by our own means. We going to need divine intervention. The Lord said in Daniel 12:1, he going to have to send the archangel Michael down here to defend us, man, in the time we coming in too. Known as Jacob's trouble, when these devils are unleashed and everything is being set up for these Edomites to come after us, man. And ISUPK and groups like them are playing right into their hands, man. But nonetheless, it fulfills prophecy. All right, we just want to make sure that we're on the right side of prophecy. All right, the side that receives salvation through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah. All right, so I'm going to end this lesson right here. Lord willing, it was edifying to the elect, wherever you might be out there. Spiritual over carnal, man. That's the only way. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah, and Kwam Yasharala in the Bible Bar Shalom.